Hey, what's going on, Tommy? Thank you so much for sending in your video. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and dive right into your swing. First thing that I want to talk about is setup, and we'll start with your posture. At setup, we can see that you do a really good job of getting in a neutral posture and making sure that your back is completely flat. If we look at the position of your hands, they're a bit far from your body. Ideally, your hands would be hanging down naturally right underneath your shoulders. We can see a little bit of your lead arm at setup, meaning your arms are in a relatively good position. And as you start your backswing, the first thing that we can see is that you come under the original plane line. And at shaft parallel, we can see that you do a good job of keeping the club face neutral. Then if we look at when the lead arm is parallel to the ground, we can see that due to the way that you've brought the club up to the top of your backswing, you haven't created much of a slot that will allow the club to come through in the downswing. And this could cause you issues on your downswing. Then if we look at the top of your backswing, we can see that you do a really good job of getting depth. We can see that your hands are in an ideal position where they're over your heels. We can see that you do a really good job of getting the lead arm in the correct position where the lead arm is parallel with our shoulder plane. And as you start your downswing, the first thing that we can see is that you come significantly under the original plane line, and this makes it so you have too much of an in to out swing path. You can also see that you have a lack of wrist hinge. What this means is that you haven't set the club properly in your backswing. Another thing that we can see is that you early extend. So if you look at this red line that's on your butt, at no point in time should we be able to see daylight between you and this red line, and ideally your tailbone would be rotating around this red line the entire time. We can also see that you hike just a bit in your swing, and what this means is that this red line that's on your hips, ideally this red line should be staying on your hips throughout the majority of the swing, whereas we can see that you come up and off this line throughout your swing. Then if we look at the face on view, the first thing that we can see is that we can see that you sway a bit in your swing. So if you look at this red line on your trail side, you shouldn't be moving too far past this line, and ideally be rotating around your hips in the backswing. Another thing that we can see is that you have something called reverse spine angle. So what this means is at the top of your backswing, if you look at these two red boxes, the red box that's on your head should be behind the red box that's on your hips, and this line should be pointed away from the target. Whereas we can see at the top of your backswing, your head is in front of your hips, and this line is pointed towards the target. Another thing that we can see is that you cast or scoop the ball just a bit. So what this means is that you're not holding the angles throughout your downswing properly. Ideally, as you transition into your downswing, the angles in your wrist should be decreasing, whereas we can see that the angles in your wrist slightly increase. Hopefully that helped. If anybody else would like a swing analysis just like this, comment or DM the word swing, and I'll do one exactly like this for you too.